Hey everyone, welcome to the Dogsi number 5 semifinals brackets A between GGAzz in the northern position on Xel'Naga Caverns as the red Protoss facing off against TAEdge, the purple Zerg in the southern position, as being one of the best Protosses on the Southeastern Asia servers, if not the best, and TAEdge is certainly a fantastic Zerg player himself as well. And this is going to be game 1 out of a best of 5, Xel'Naga Caverns being the first map in the semifinals. How the map selection system works is that the loser of game 1 will pick the map for game 2. However, the winner of game 1 reserves the right to veto one map, and this is per game. A lot of players didn't understand that rule before, but hopefully people will start to read things. But it doesn't really matter, as this game is certainly underway. Not much happening at the moment, very usual openings. And the two players just content to chat it up a little bit. One probe coming out for GGAzz, going to be scouting inside Edge's main. Perhaps we are going to see some double pylon block off at the bottom of the ramp action going on if he does elect to go to that route and get a forge. Ooh, I just burped. Awesome. Because I'm awesome. And we have a little bit of a worker skirmish going down. It looks like we'll not be seeing the double pylon forge as a gateway has just gone down. Edge sending out his own drone to go do some scouting as well. And yeah, spawning pool has gone down as well as an extractor. I do believe that was a 14 pool, 14 gas. And the assimilator is just getting underway for Az. So very usual timings coming out from Az, spending that chrono boost to get out some fast probes. And it does look like that Az will be blocking an expansion here just with this probe, waiting for the drone to come down before he skirts around and delays it for as long as he can. Very good for any player really to do that against an opposing Zerg, even if you are a Zerg player choosing to put down a proxy pylon right here. We're going to be blocking that expansion as well as granting some vision. But yeah, normally if a fast hatch is indeed on the way, the Zerg, in this case Edge, will be forced to pull a couple of drones in order to take down that pylon. If the pylon does complete, which it does, then yeah, he just loses a lot of mining time from having to take down this pylon. And it should be about the same, I guess. A little bit of delay is always good, and this wounded drone should be coming back to put the hatch down, I would believe. Always good to use your hurt drones to build structures as they do regain life, although it's not good to get your drones hurt in the first place. And this probe is actually going to be putting down a proxy gateway, just going to be blocking that hatchery off a little bit more. This gateway does have 1,000 hit points actually. All these Zerglings electing to attack the pylon, however, as Edge is just a little bit confounded by this proxy gateway. I would not expect this to finish. I think it's going to get cancelled as soon as the life goes pretty low on it, just to block the nexus. And we do have a nice little wall off going on here. Gateway has just started as well as a first sentry. Whoa, my mouse just went crazy. And the pylon actually hasn't gone down yet. Yeah, there we go. The pylon does go down. And this gateway is almost dead. There we go. That was a cancel. And the hatch goes down immediately, going to try to get up that natural. And here we have a sneaky probe. Not sure if Edge actually spotted that. Can he see it? No, he cannot see the probe. What is this probe going to do? We will remember you for later. A forge is going down, actually. So we might see some cannon rushing going on. A lot of chrono boost on this nexus. Might want to be using it to get out that warp gate technology sooner. And a little bit of Zergling poke. However, if this... Oh, the Zealot was not on hold position. A lot of Zerglings managed to get by. A bit of an awkward force field force down. This Zealot needs to be on hold position in order for those Zerglings not to be able to push it back, and it does look like this sentry will be able to clean up. However, more Speedlings get let in. Maybe that gap is a little bit wider than the Zealot, I'm not too sure, but the Speedlings managed to take down that sentry and get up a full scout into the main. However, at the same time, there will be a cannon rush from GGAzz here at the natural expansion, choosing to completely wall off with 2 pylons. You can actually build a pylon and then cancel it, and there's some sort of trick where the probe ends up on the other side, which is very popular when you double pylon the base of a Zerg's ram. And it looks like that now the Zealot is in the proper position. I'm not sure what happened there. The Nexus is actually on full energy. And Edge now has spotted the cannon rush. 3 cannons and 2 pylons have gone down. And they're down here at the edge, which does reduce the surface area upon which the Zerglings can attack it. This Queen shouldn't be getting too close. It needs to pull back. Yo! Just on 6 life. Very stressful at the moment. Not enough energy to transfuse the hatchery. And the Queen goes back in. managing to get picked off right in the face with a photon. I'm not sure what cannons, photon cannons fire, but I would assume that they are photons. And it does look like this natural expansion is definitely going to go down. Going to be spawning off some of their lava before it dies, hopefully, and that could play a big role. No, the lava goes down. All these broodlings are going to come in and sacrifice themselves. Just a lot of speedlings at the moment. And here on the proto side of things, Warp Gate has finished. It looks like he will be going for 4 Warp Gate as well as a +1 ground weapons upgrade, which does reduce the amounts of hits that Zerglings can take when attacked by a Zealot. Looks like Edge will be choosing to take down these rocks, as this natural has effectively been locked down, at least for the moment, until he manages to reduce some ranged units. He will have to take this high yield base, which could be not so bad. But the main problem really is just these cannons and these proxy pylons are here. Az could warp in an army here at any time, and especially since he is getting his 4 warp gate at the moment. And just as this warp gate is going to be, this upgrade is going to be done, this could be a very, very deadly push coming in from Az. And I'm not sure if Edge actually has vision of this. No, he doesn't have any vision of what's going on down there. Would like to see a little Overlord placement over here, perhaps. Just going to be abusing this cliff so that he can bounce between them and gain sight of this army down here. Just to keep tabs on the pylons, always a very good thing. And the hatchery has gone down at the high yield base. And if we go over to the units tab, it's actually 31 probes compared to 16 drones for in favor of Az. And here comes the army, going to be pushing in here. Careful not to get fully surrounded. He needs to put down some choice force fields. There we go. Able to isolate these stalkers and these sentries here against the wall. Going to be in an ideal position against any speedlings. More zealots being warped in to assist this, to deal with this threat. However, it does look like that Az's push will be denied, at least for the time being. Falling back to these 3 cannons, a very, very safe area to take. And this hatchery will be finishing. Edge desperately needs to drone up as or mount some sort of counterattack, because his army is just so big compared to Az's as of now. However, if he does overextend, then Az can always just warp in units right here at the pylons and march straight to the main. Lair has completed, as well as Roach speed is going down as well. And we do have a Nexus coming out for Az, choosing to take his own natural expansion. Very good transition from the 4 warp gate. If your first push fails, generally you want to take an expansion immediately, just so that you can keep up economically with the Zerg opponent. And the Zerg by this time would normally be on 3 base, but this cannon rush just has done tons of damage just by locking down this natural expansion. And it does look like that Edge will be choosing to try and walk these spine crawls over here. Going to try and pick off this pylon and possibly this one, or just bomb rush it. And Edge's roaches are going to be moving out now as well. Probe here, just taking a look here. Just going to start getting off some nice saturation here at the high yield base. Desperately needs to probe up, and this Nexus is almost complete. And you know, if anything, Az's energy on his Nexus has been extremely high this entire game, but this hasn't exactly been your standard game. A little bit of a push coming in here from Edge's Roaches, isolating these 4 with some nice force fields. Going to be moving in with a ton of ranged units on the favor of Az, and putting off a bit of wonky force fields. One of the things when you're using sentries is that sometimes you'll place a force field, but your sentry will not be in range in order to execute the spell. And that can cause some mistimed force fields and some wonky placements, just as we saw just then. And getting off a nice little transfer here with his probes. Going to be retreating with his roaches back to this burrowing spine crawler. This expansion is needs to get some more gas, I would say. But doing very, very nicely on increasing his probe count. It's currently a 10 drone differential, about 12 drone differential now. However, Edge's army is much, much larger. And these roaches have finally broken off this cannon placement, and these 2 pylons are definitely going to go down. I would expect Edge to put down his hatchery as soon as possible, just so that he can start droning out hardcore, very, very hardcore, and get a momentum shift in his favor. And back at Az's base, we do have the first Stargate going down, so going to be transitioning into Void Rays, I would say, as Az has seen Edge's very, very roach-heavy composition. No speedlings on the field, I would say. Actually, one Zergling on the field. The only anti-air that Edge currently has are queens, only 2 queens as well. So Edge desperately needs to scout this out very, very soon if he is going to be able to mount any sort of counterattack or defense. And here we do have the first Void Ray on the way. However, he is supply capped and has chrono boosted, so big blunder there. This pylon is almost finishing as well, so this Void Ray has been delayed just a little bit, but the big deal I thought was just delaying that with the chrono boost as well. Huge push coming in here from Edge's Roaches, and some very nice force fields going to isolate this part of the army so that you'll be able to pick that up right here by next to the cannon. Some good positioning here. However, these Roaches are trying to get off a flank onto the probes. The probes do scuttle away, and these Roaches actually force firing on the simulator. Just some great isolation after isolation with these force fields, able to engage Edge's army part by part instead of the whole thing, which is what Edge would have wanted in that situation. This Stalker surviving with 3 life. And the first Void Ray is on the field as well. Prismatic Beam charged, should be coming in here to do some sort of harass, or perhaps he is going to stick with the Gateway army. And also getting air upgrades level 1 from the Cybernetics Core. A very nice play. I do like getting the air upgrades from the Cybernetics Core. A lot of people will neglect it and forget it, and we do have a second Stargate has completed. More Void Rays being pumped out consistently as well. And just a lot of that chrono boost being spent now. I do like that from the Nexi, so perhaps that is what he was saving up for. And the double gassing now at the natural expansion is going to be cancelling something there. Spore Crawler has gone down as well. So I would think that Edge was feeling a bit nervous when he went in there with only the Roach army and did not spot an even larger Gateway army or any sort of robotics units like the Colossi, who should be out by now. So he is just blind countering the Gateways. Oh, actually no, he did sacrifice an Overlord to come in here and see the double Stargate, my mistake. And these 2 Void Rays will be coming in here. Gonna see what kind of damage they can pull off, perhaps abusing this cliff edge and just going for the drones. Going to be positioning his queen very nicely here into the mineral line as well. Note that this Spore Crawler isn't in the center of the mineral line. It is on the approach that the Void Rays would take, and now just repositioning it here. Of course he's going to reposition it when I mentioned that. And this natural expansion just very undersaturated. Needs to get some drones there desperately. However, all that is on the production tab are Hydralisks, no Groove Spines as of yet. Now some drones are being made, and a couple more Void Rays just going to be finishing up now. Looks like Az is gearing up to take his own high yield. However, the creep spread, the fantastic creep spread from Edge, creeping up all the left side of the map, going to be able to deny this for a little bit, I would believe. 2 cannons going up here as well. As a huge fan of those cannons, I would guess, just be getting so many of them to prevent against any sort of burrowed Roach antics and burrowed Infestor antics, I would say. Infestor is very awesome when they are burrowed. You can always go into the mineral line and produce a whole lot of Infested Terrans to take out the probes. And a pretty good angle here from Edge. However, these Void Rays will guarantee the win of this battle. A lot of Hydralisks coming in slowly off the creep. However, they are not behind the Roaches in a poor position, not getting protected enough from the Roaches. And Edge does call good game. He has lost a ton of his army. If we take a look at the food differential, Az is almost double him, 111 to 64. So great play by Az. That cannon rush was really what turned the battle into his favor, I would say. Just denying this expansion for so long. First the pylon, then the gateway, then the double pylon, triple cannon. So yeah, that was game 1. The series is in favor 1-0 to Az, and this is the best of 5. So I'll see you guys in the next game. Thanks for watching.